Well, here we are, faces washed, clothes are changed, and we are ready to do this again. Hopefully we have better luck today than I did the last time with my hard drive failing. It took all of my video and all of my stills, so we're going to have to redo all of this. It's a little overcast, a lot overcast. Hopefully it's not going to rain before we can get this in. So there she is, guys. This is Fort Stanwix. It's right in the middle of Rome. So let's walk on over here. What you're looking at in front of you is the Visitors Center Museum. So we're at Fort Stanwix. There's the sign and the fort in the back. Now just a note, the fort is almost totally reconstructed. They pretty much had to do it. And this is the museum. Discover how courage, survival, and success against the odds shaped history. The outcome of the American Revolution and the opening of the West during both wartime and peace hinged upon events at this gateway between East and West. Visiting hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fort hours are 9:30 to 4. Please note the park is closed on Sundays and Mondays. Let's go in here and check this out. Let's see what we have. Oh, we have some reenactors coming. On his way to duty in the fort. Let's go over and check this out first. And then we'll go inside the museum. For centuries, American Indians, traders, soldiers, and travelers crossed over this very path. Here goods and ideas were exchanged. The name of this portage trail between two river systems is the Oneida Carrying Place. It served as a major east-west route linking the Atlantic to the Great Lakes when waterways were the lifeblood of trade. And then a look at some of the boats that were used. So let's go in. It is open. The neat boat out front. Gateway between East and West. For centuries, water was the easiest way to move people, goods, and ideas. Hundreds of tons of trade goods passed over the Oneida Carrying Place. Here, raw materials sent east from the Great Lakes region passed manufactured goods heading west. And then an example of what they were sold for. Very cool. We won't be taking a picture of the person who is staring down at us. Ooh, very cool. Very, very cool. People of the Mohawk Valley. And there is a gift store. The Revolution in the Mohawk Valley. Very cool. Very cool. There's a nice little gift store too. Very cool. And our ever-present park rangers. Hello!
And so feel free to grab them. That help you get around. If you're looking for steps, we got them down here. The museum displays begin at the blue wall over here and at the panels behind you. Fort's wide open. Enjoy your visit.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I just came from Valley Forge, so this is cool.
If you are into Valley Forge history, it is worth the trip. 20 miles north here is the burial trip.
Really? Cool. Look at this. Look at them. Look at these wonderful exhibits. These are so good. Kids place. That is so cool. Building Fort Stanwix. The Treaty of 1768. The Road to Revolution. Taking sides. Make your choice. Let's see what's this way. Oh, good picture of the trees. Very cool. There is a movie. There is a movie.
It is September 1784. 6 years of bloody fighting have finally ended.
And we're continuing through the next section. Turning point at the Oneida Carrying Place. Wow. And then the different people involved. That's Burgoyne, Peter Gransfort, Colonel Willett, the head of the Oneida Nation, and Seneca. Who's who? Colonel Barry St. Ledger, John Johnson, Red Jacket, Benedict Arnold, Joseph Brant, Molly Brant, Old Smoke, War Chief. I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name because I'll mess it up, and I don't mean any disrespect. Sir William Johnson, John Sullivan, Nicholas Herkimer. Some cool artifacts. Very cool. And then we've got another bit of movie.
It is early August 1777, and Fort Fort Stanwix bustles with activity in the sweltering summer heat.
And we're continuing. This is very, very well done. Exceedingly well done. Bear Clan mother. Local trader, Indian agent. Colonial woman. And patriot soldier. Wow, very cool. The fort, the siege. Wow. It's quite interesting, the story about how Major Arnold broke the siege here is really quite interesting and quite clever. Like I've said before, he was a military genius. So we came for the fort and we found a rally. Look, I'm proud of these people. This is cool. I am so proud of these people. This is cool. Hi.
Would you like a sign, or are you just going to hang out?
Well, I'll do a little bit. I actually did come for the fort,
Okay.
but I will do a little bit.
Oh, you're doing it.
It's the power of democracy, guys. Well, we're going to go do the fort, and I will be back. We got more coming. Fort Stanwix, defending the Mohawk Valley. And like I said before, this is mostly recreation. This is mostly recreation. Got some guys sitting there. Volunteers and reenactors. Cool.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Fort Stanwix.
I've got a question. At Saratoga, there is one board that makes reference to Fort Stanwix Schuyler or Schuyler Stanwix. Well, did this used to be known as Fort Schuyler?
Yes. Yes, the British named this after John Stanwix. And of course, when the Americans took it over, they didn't want some fort of theirs named after a British guy. So they named it after General Schuyler, who was at the time the general for New York area.
Yeah, upstate New York.
Philip Schuyler. Well, Gates, yeah.
I have no love for Gates.
You don't like Granny Gates?
No, Gates was a jealous, ambitious man who caused a lot of damage among the officer crew.
Yeah, he didn't, well, you gotta remember, he was a former British person, officer, I guess. And
He was jealous,
he
and
was jealous of Washington.
he was jealous of Benedict Arnold, is who he was really jealous
Yeah,
of.
well, yeah.
Cool, look at this. This is cool. Again, I don't know how good this is going to come out because it's overcast today, but so that's the gate and the cannon. And this is the artisans' quarters. Specialist tradesmen were hired from time to time at the fort, for example, carpenters and blacksmiths. When at the fort, these artisans would also supervise the less skilled maintenance work conducted by regular soldiers. The majority of the time, the soldiers would have completed day-to-day rough, skilled construction and repair work at the fort. I don't know if this room was open when I came here a month ago, but this is the artisans' quarters. You can see where they were practicing wood skills. Southwest bomb-proof storeroom and siege hospital. This bomb-proof with a ventilation shaft leading to the top of the bastion was considered the best place for keeping food, salt, meat, peas, flour, rice, and vinegar, and other non-weapon supplies. For most of the fort's history, it was a storage area for such provisions. There are even places for the blind where there's braille notification. And then coming around, you can see we'll do that when we come back through. It reminds me a lot of Fort Ticonderoga. It's kind of laid out the way Fort Ticonderoga is laid out. Let's see what this is. Confinement. In the 18th century, prison was not considered punishment in itself. Prisoners were those awaiting their sentence. Punishments were usually painful and humiliating, performed in public as an example to the rest of the garrison. Capital punishment was reserved for the most serious crimes, but even minor transgressions were punished by flogging. Offending soldiers were kept chained in the guardhouse until they were brought up for court-martial. This room has been laid out to look like the guardhouse, although the original building has not been reconstructed. Watch your steps. I'm not sure this was open either the last time I was here. Oh, I think it was, yes, because there was a guy, there was a national park guy sitting here. And that would have been, stocks. That would have been brutal, especially in inclement weather. Wow. And we have a national park guy at the cannon. I believe this is the room that they do the movie in. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. 18th century life. Yeah. 18th century fort rebuilt. Letters to loved ones.
John Capp and his friends headed for Canada. They didn't get far. Colonel Johnson Fort Oneida, we sent out a band of Tuscarora Indians after them. 2 days,
There's a
50
movie.
miles later, Tuscarora caught up with them.
So did he just come, save the fort, and then leave? Watch your step. Christian. Very cool. Now apparently those, which look like outhouses, are actually ports for the soldiers to stand in when the weather was inclement, when it would rain. Very cool. Another look at the bastions. This is the north casemate. The orderly room was the headquarters of the fort, where officers conducted the general business of the fort, writing daily garrison orders, holding meetings, completing paperwork, and staging court-martial. This room has been laid out to look like an orderly room, although the original orderly room was located in the headquarters building, which has not been reconstructed. It's dark. This is all that remains of a fireplace from the original fort. The bricks were probably made locally. Other fireplaces in this building were reproductions. They were built on the original foundations found by archaeologists. Very cool. About Major Arnold. Did he just come save the fort and leave, or did he stay? He couldn't have stayed long. Commandant's quarters. This room has been laid out to look like the Commandant's quarters. The original quarters were located in the headquarters building, which was not reconstructed. The fort commander was a man of wealth and high social status, which was reflected in the quality of furnishings and personal items he brought with him to the fort. At least one private was assigned to take care of the commander's needs, and he had at least 2 horses at his disposal. Don't know if we can see anything inside. Probably not. Officers' quarters. This space was shared living quarters for up to 4 officers. It doubled as an office, and during the day, officers could be found here completing paperwork and studying military manuals. Officers were generally from wealthy families and brought their own furniture and personal belongings with them. While the conditions were more favorable than those of their troops, as rich men they would have been used to a far higher standard of living and a level of privacy they had at the fort. Surgeon's day room. In a room such as this, the fort surgeon would have diagnosed the sick and treated the day-to-day illnesses of the garrison. The main illnesses were muscle strain due to constant hard labor needed to run the fort, and infectious diseases contracted in the crowded and unfavorable conditions prevailing at the fort. Treatments were agonizing and dangerous. A common treatment for all ills was bloodletting, which was thought to rid the body of disease. And watch your step on this one. And this is the one room. And then this is the surgeon's room. Very cool. Very cool. Later. Visiting officers' lodging. Now this would be regiments were posted to the fort anywhere from 4 months to 2 years. The companies moved in and out of the fort. A space like this served as a temporary lodging for the officers of a newly arriving regiment. Such space also housed officers visiting the fort on other official business. Captain Gregg, being much recovered of his wounds, set off for Albany. Same day arrived Captain Swartout, Lieutenants Diefendorf, Ball, Welch, McClellan, Bowen, Ostrander, and Colbreth, and Ensign Denniston, with a number of recruits for the regiment. Very interesting. I have to ask that guy one. Family quarters. Throughout the war, soldiers would have accompanied by their families as they had no other way of supporting them. Later in the war, it became common for officers running low on assets to also have their families join them. Most families would have lived in surrounding camps rather than within the fort. Wives and older children worked as camp followers doing domestic duties in exchange for food and shelter. This was considered quite a hardship for some officers' wives. One of the few documented cases of an officer's family living at the fort was in 1780 and 81 when Captain Moody of the artillery had his wife and daughter living here with him. Very cool. And this is the family quarters. Very cool. So we're going to walk around the back of this Jansen. More. Soldiers' quarters, casemate. This space represents a typical quarters for regular soldiers. A casement of this size would have housed at least 40 soldiers every night. The soldiers cooked and ate by the fire and slept in the straw bunks. Soldiers slept sitting up because it was believed to be healthier than lying stretched out. During the day, the barracks were empty except for any sick soldiers. With such close conditions and poor sanitation, sickness was commonplace. And watch your step on this one, too. I can pretty much guess that these beds were not very comfortable, lumpy, and probably full of bugs, to be honest. And that would have been their fireplace. Dirt floor that probably got really, really nasty when it rained. Look at the, that's probably pretty representative of the blankets. Again, not comfortable, full of probably hay and straw and probably bugs. And this is a big step. Okay, we're going to go up here and see what this looks like up here. I did not do this when I was here, so I'm kind of glad. Very cool. This is so cool. So we're going out. Thank you. Nice job. Yeah, you too. And this is the fort.